This week on the LTU Sports Report, we get into all of the fall sports action and get to know some of our student athletes.
We caught up with our men's golf team at the third WAC Jamboree. Plus, we've got highlights from several home soccer games, and the men's D1 hockey team kicks off their season against Concordia.
Don't go anywhere because the LTU Sports Report starts right now.
LTU Sports Report is brought to you by Varsity Brands, elevating student experiences in sport, spirit, and achievement. The City of Southfield, the center of it all. Michigan First Credit Union, and Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor. Hello everyone, we are switching things up this week. We are starting here in our studio on the campus of Lawrence Technological University, home of the Blue Devils. I'm your host, Jenna Skelski, and this is the LTU Sports Report.
And I'm your host, Jason Ross Jr. We have a double dose of soccer highlights for you this week as our men's and women's soccer teams face Concordia at home. And later on in the show, we'll head out to South Lyon to find out how our third-ranked men's golf team fared in WAC Jamboree number 3.
Our women's volleyball team is electrifying the court with 12 straight wins, the best in program history. And our men's hockey team also faces Concordia this week.
And for all of you NAIA fans, we have an abundance of highlights for you on this week's show. But don't forget that we celebrate theory and practice here at LTU, so we have plenty of academic segments this week for you as well. But let's get the half an hour rolling on the field, finding out how our men's soccer team fared in a highly anticipated matchup against Concordia.
In their second home game of the year, the LTU men's soccer team is up against the Ann Arbor Cardinals of Concordia University in a big WAC conference game. LTU, coming off their first conference win against U of M Dearborn by a score of 3-1, were looking to go back-to-back in the Blue Devil Stadium. Not even 30 seconds into the game, the Blue Devils were pushing out the field as Nico Rodriguez-Bermejo plays a nice cross to Kevin Wright, who knocks it into the back of the net. LTU takes the early 1-0 lead. The boys never let off the gas in the first half, controlling the ball and tallying 7 shots. Bermejo, off the corner kick, makes a nice move and tries to put one in short side, but is denied by the Cardinal keeper. The score remained 1-0 going into the half. A similar trend in the second half as the boys in blue kept piling on the shots, but would not find the back of the net until Wright nets his second of the contest with an impressive header off the corner kick from Juan Paramilo, and LTU had some cushion to the lead late in the game. The LTU backline was a brick wall all night, only allowing 2 shots on goal. On the late push, Concordia seemed to have a good look at the net, but senior Alvaro Alaman denies the shot and clears the danger to hold on to the shutout. As the Blue Devil men's soccer team captures their second straight WAC win over Concordia with the final score of 2-0, and they continue their undefeated streak at the Blue Devil Stadium.
We knew we had to come out strong. Coach told us it was going to be a demanding game, and they were going to be physical with us. They definitely were the whole game. We outpossessed them and got our shots in and was able to score off our opportunities. So it was great to be able to finish up and continue on with the streak, and it's now 2.
The work ethic the last couple of days of practice, it's been tremendous. I think we just set our record 21 seconds scoring into a game, 22 seconds. So that's all on Kevin and Nico. Just great job combining together. But the coaching staff has done an amazing job to rebound us from our tough start.
We are here at Blue Devils Stadium where the 7-3 Lawrence Tech Blue Devils take on the 4-4 Concordia Cardinals. 5 of the 7 wins for the Blue Devils happened at home. Let's see if they can keep that streak going. Starting in the first half, both teams start the game playing tight defense, but Concordia gets the first shot off, and it's saved by junior goalkeeper Rebecca Holbrook. Later in the first half, senior Allie Nybor escapes a couple of defenders and kicks the ball over to senior Ayanna Reed, who tries to settle things down for the Blue Devils. Hits sophomore Madison Bologna, who runs into Cardinal defenders, and they clear the ball out. The score is 0-0 headed into halftime. Both teams upped their intensity level at the start of the second half, with both teams continuing their back and forth battle. Many people thought this game was headed into overtime, but it would be the freshman Diana Hill who had other things in mind as she scores the first goal of the game, notching her 7th goal of the season. LTU goes up 1-0 midway through the second. With time ticking down, the Cardinals with the ball, junior goalkeeper Rebecca Alamendez comes way outside of the goal box in a risky play, and Concordia can't capitalize on the open net. Lawrence Tech goes on to win this game with a final score of 1-0. Remaining perfect at home, and their record moves to 7-3 on the season and 3-1 in WAC play.
I was just very excited to be able to put our team in that position to keep us up the whole game and trust in our after game talk, just knowing that in the past 4 years they haven't had that much communication. This game just showed how well we gel, and that we can also play offensively and defensively together as a team.
I think this team is very focused. They seem to know what they're doing. They're listening very well to the instructions they're getting. They're talking to each other, and they're riding a good wave right now, and long may it continue.
What's up, everybody? I'm Gabe O'Neill here at Cattails Golf Club in South Lyon for the 3rd WAC Jamboree of the Men's Golf 2019 season. After the commercial break, we'll see how they fared in their final conference tournament of the year, and we get to see our tip of the week from our men's soccer team, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Southfield truly is the ideal place to live, work, and play.
Well, it's a very exciting time in the city of Southfield. Great neighborhoods, great city services, and Fortune 500 companies. Southfield has something for everyone.
Recognized as Michigan's premier business address, home to world-class educational institutions, voted one of the nation's most livable metro area suburbs.
Southfield is the center of it all.
State Champs is Northern Michigan's home for football highlights. State Champs High School Sports Show. Your teams, your games, your highlights.
Hungry Howie's wants to thank you. Yes, you, how long can I stay on this couch guy? Super Dad who prevented birthday disaster. And the late night study group that ordered 17 pizzas. Thank you to the Holy Moly Did You See That fans. And thank you, Whole Slice and One Bite Kid. Because for every pizza sold in October, we make a donation to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. And together we've raised nearly $3 million just by doing what you love. Hungry? Howie's.
Welcome back to the LTU Sports Report, everybody. I'm here at Cattails Golf Club in South Lyon, where we're going to find out how our men's golf team did in their final conference tournament of the year. Let's get to it.
We had very high expectations coming into the year. I think, if my rough math is correct, I think we're going to finish in 3rd. For the conference. I think our expectations were a bit higher than that, so it's bittersweet. I think we're going to be in the final pairing for the conference championship come April, but we've got some work to do.
Finishing tied for 3rd place overall was freshman Caleb Weisner with a score of 151 over the 2-day Jamboree. The rookie earned first team All-WAC conference honors and has a very promising future ahead of him.
Practice as much as possible. It's all paid off finally. I know I struggled with the swing mid-season and then kind of came together this week especially. So the main reason I came here was the schedule. The schedule was one of a kind. No other school had a better schedule than LTU. We're going down to Kansas next weekend. Another reason was the schooling. The business school is great, and I loved Coach Scott as well when I met with him the first time.
Caleb has put in a lot of time. He's a hard worker. He's smart. He does a great job on the golf course to manage his way around. and that's evidenced by his scores. You look at a 74 on a very tough course today and 77 yesterday. I mean, those are some pretty solid scores on a tough golf course. So I think he's going to be a fantastic asset for us as the next couple of years go by.
For the second year in a row, Josh Stein also made the all-conference team with a final score of 164. The lone senior plays a pivotal role on this LTU team, and although he may not have gotten the final score he wanted, Coach Marzolino knows Stein's impact goes far beyond his play on the course.
Yeah, Josh is our lone senior on the team. He's taken on that leadership role and has taken on the role of a mentor for the younger guys. We've got quite a few younger players on the team, and Josh has taken over that role to mentor them, help them through the process, help them through all aspects of not just on the golf course, but through conditioning and through practice and through even some of the academic portion.
The team overall finished the 2019 portion of the season in third place of the WAC conference.
Personally, my goal in the spring is to average 74 or below, and just see my scoring average go down a little bit would be great. Hopefully in the spring as a team we can improve, practice all winter long, and get that championship and go to nationals hopefully.
A strong start to the first half of a long year for the young team, and the boys will look to continue improving this upcoming week as they travel to play in the Tabor College Fall Invitational in Newton, Kansas.
Hi everybody, I'm Bryce. I'm on the men's soccer team and this is my tip of the week. So what I'm going to be teaching you today, a little tip is how to volley the ball inside of foot, laces, and make sure you lock your ankle on each one so you don't hurt yourself. Initially I'm going to start off with just volleying the ball and how your ankle should be locked and how your foot should be angled to ensure that you hit the ball properly and you don't hurt yourself or make the ball go in the area you don't want it to go. The first thing you want to do is address the ball properly and look at where you're going with your target. You're going to want to face where it's coming back from you, so ensure that you don't kick it one way or the other. The second step after that is going to be sure to lock your ankle, because if you don't lock your ankle, the ball could go flying somewhere or you won't get the proper contact on the ball. The third and final step is to follow through and be sure to hit it back with pace, so that if you hit it really weak, it's not going to go anywhere, but you're going to be sure you hit it so it goes somewhere. I'm Bryce, and that was your tip of the week.
We travel to Adrian, Michigan, where the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils were looking to continue their red-hot 12-match winning streak against the Siena Heights Saints. In the first set, Lawrence Tech fell behind 5-3 before going on a run to tie the set at 7 apiece. Both teams would continue to trade points back and forth in the opener, but the Blue Devils would go on to capture the first set 25-21. On to the second set, where Lawrence Tech once again would find themselves trailing 6-2, but LTU would go on a 5-0 run led by the service pressure of Mackenzie Fisher, who set the tone with a beautiful ace. Lawrence Tech would win the second set 25-17. Heading now into the third, LTU looking to close this one out in a sweep, and more excellent service pressure from another senior. This time it's Christy Doherty. That would push the Blue Devils out to a 9-4 early lead, and Lawrence Tech would not look back. They would go on to win the third set 25-20, and for the first time in program history, the Blue Devils are undefeated through the first half of conference play at 10-0 and make it 16-1 on the season.
What's up, LTU? Chloe Godbold here. Our men's D1 hockey team opened up their season last weekend against the Cardinals of Concordia University. After the break, we bring you all those exciting highlights, as well as a get-to-know with one of our student athletes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Talking about finances can be confusing, difficult, scary, murky even. But it doesn't have to be with Money Mentor by Michigan First Credit Union on your side. More than 90 years ago, Michigan First was founded on the principle of putting education first. Today, Money Mentor continues that tradition because affording the lifestyle you want isn't always easy. Check us out at MichiganFirstMoneyMentor.com or follow us on social media for tips, tricks, blogs, and videos today.
You sit on the sidelines, but your heart is running across that field. His drive becomes yours, his dreams too. So when a torn ACL and concussion threaten those dreams, choose the sports medicine team that treats the whole athlete. Henry Ford Health System. We combine the most innovative technology with a personalized treatment plan so he can get back his confidence. And you can get back to being his biggest fan. Henry Ford Health System, all for you.
So you want to work out, and you're curious about supplements, but don't know where to start. All you have to do is, oh, you're already done. With the Benefit Box, you get full-size supplements customized to you and tailored to your fitness goals. With easy-to-use instructions delivered right to your front door. Visit www.thebenefitbox.com to get started on building your box and you today.
I chose Lawrence Tech for the architecture program and volleyball team. Architecture is a great fit for me because I love math and design. Now I combine them with technology to create beautiful structures. At Lawrence Tech, I didn't have to wait until my third year to start designing. Our hands-on education begins right from day one. And I'm really excited about LTU's Design Center in Detroit. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
Welcome back, Blue Devil fans. It's officially college hockey season as both of our teams are back on the ice. We have highlights from our D1 season opener. Let's get right to it.
In their season opener, the men's D1 NAIHA hockey team was at their new home ice inside Farmington Hills Arena. The boys were set to take on conference rival, the Cardinals from Concordia University. Right off the get, the Blue Devils were coming out firing. Just over a minute into the first period, sophomore Alec Allen pushes up ice, dishes to freshman Adam Rebecca, and he snaps a quick wrister into the back of the net. LTU up early, 1-0. Second period now, Concordia able to take the lead with back-to-back goals, score now 2-1. The Cardinals trying to dump it into the zone, but it's blocked, sending the puck the opposite way, where sophomore John Horn buries it on the breakaway opportunity. Tie game now at 2 apiece. With time ticking away in the second, the Blue Devils were looking for a late goal to take the lead. Sophomore Sean Pillay gets a good shot off that is blocked but gets knocked in on the rebound attempt from Brendan Priest. LTU takes the lead with just 6 seconds left, and we're now up 3-2 going into the third period. Just a few minutes into the final period, and the boys in gray and blue were keeping the pressure on as the sophomore Priest makes a nice takeaway and makes the most of the one-on-one, ripping the puck top shelf past the CU goalie. Blue Devils add some insurance, up now 4-2. 1 minute after that, the boys were threatening again on the power play. Senior captain Alex Schluter finds junior Blake Heyer, who snipes it glove side into the back of the net. Concordia would add a late goal, but LTU would hold on and start the season off on the right foot with a 5-3 win and now stand at 1-0.
In practice, we practice a lot of forecheck pressure because we want to keep the teams in their zone and keep pressure on them, not give them anything. And we also practice our defensive zone coverage, not letting anybody between our goalie and us. So, I think it worked out pretty well tonight. Could be a little bit better, but I think we'll fix that tomorrow.
The boys, when we went down 2-1, it was pretty easy to come right back, and everyone kind of knew their role. No one really got upset. We kind of wanted to come back in and just score a couple goals. We knew getting the next one was the most important. Once we did that, we knew we were going to win it. So I think we were all very confident in ourselves.
It's a close-knit group of guys. We work hard in practice. We're fierce competitors. So I think that creates a tight bond that the players really rely on and trust each other out on the ice.
My name is Laura Silverman. I'm on the LTU women's soccer team, and my major is computer engineering. My celebrity coach is Dave Franco. He's really attractive. My favorite TV show was Sweet Life and Zack and Cody because I thought they were little terrors and it was really funny. My favorite hype-up song is Miss Moving On. It's kind of like a breakup song, and it's really hype.
Let's dig deeper now and take a look inside Lawrence Technological University. One of the great perks of being a student at LTU is you get to take advantage of Career Services. Career Services offers a variety of services to help you in your initial steps in job searching and career preparation. The staff at LTU will help you develop or critique your resume, assess your interviewing skills, provide networking strategies with employees, and so much more. Students looking to connect with the thousands and thousands of incredibly connected alumni around the world have access to a platform that focuses on the jobs you are best qualified for. The platform is called Handshake.
Some things I used on Handshake was definitely look up the different companies that were coming to the job fairs. I saw that as one of the biggest advantages of Handshake. Giving a brief description of the companies and what they do and what they stand for, I thought was a really unique asset to the program and was something I used.
If you're interested in the most rewarding future possible, take some time to learn more about Lawrence Technological University. Your first step? Log on to ltu.edu.
Well, the Blue Devil women's soccer team has been on fire here at home this season. 6-0 at Blue Devil Stadium, looking to make it 7 in a row against Aquinas tonight. We'll find out if they can do that on the other side of the break, along with hearing from all of our Blue Devil coaches about how they embraced the LTU culture. We'll be right back.
You have a say in helping determine who wins 2 of the most coveted awards in high school football by voting for the state champs Mr. Football and Amble Awards presented by Hungry Howies. Who will join the ranks of previous Mr. Footballs such as DeQuan Finn, Cody White, and Alex Malzone? In 2018, Marcel Lewis was the Amble's first champ. Who's next to be the top linebacker or lineman in Michigan? Keep up with both races by watching our weekly updates on State Champs social media. Vote for Mr. Football and the Amble Award at statechampsnetwork.com.
Southfield truly is the ideal place to live, work, and play.
Well, it's a very exciting time in the city of Southfield. Great neighborhoods, great city services, and Fortune 500 companies. Southfield has something for everyone.
Recognized as Michigan's premier business address, home to world-class educational institutions, voted one of the nation's most livable metro area suburbs.
Southfield is the center of it all.
Well, the LTU women's soccer team is about to hit the pitch to take on Aquinas, but before we get to those highlights, let's hear from all of our Blue Devil coaches about what the saying Blue Devils Dare means to them.
What does Blue Devil Dare mean to me?
Blue Devils Dare to me means dare to be great. You know, be great where your own 2 feet are.
Blue Devils Dare to me means our student athletes want to do the impossible. They want to take on the tough tasks.
I think the first thing that comes into my mind when I hear that is dare to dream.
To challenge yourself to get to a level that you didn't think was possible. We're going to dare to push the envelope. We're going to, dare to make mistakes and learn from them. And, we're going to dare to challenge our young players to work toward a championship now and not wait until they're older.
For me, it's work ethic, both on and off the field, and that willing to take chances.
Dare to compete, dare to join us and help us get our program off the ground and continue our upward trajectory.
I think it's the whole encompassing aspect of the entire university. Our student athletes are like a subculture of that university.
You maybe do some things that you're not comfortable with and understand that your coaches have your back and that your teammates have your back.
Another way that we'll push our kids to maximize their potential, hey, do you dare to do this?
That they ask questions, that they're forward thinking, and that they dare to get better.
We want to have belief without evidence that we can compete at the highest level in the WAC.
We are Blue Devils. We are for everybody, and we need to make sure we represent ourselves in the university to the top notch, to the highest level possible.
Trust and let us dare to take those chances to be the best that we can be.
It motivates us to go into new pastures, to try and do things that we haven't done before.
Take risks and believe in ourselves, and so to me, I think that really encompasses what Blue Devils Dare means.
What a night we have in store for you as the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils look to keep their home winning streak alive against the Aquinas Saints. The Blue Devils come into tonight's matchup already matching their win total from last season. Can they keep the ball rolling against Aquinas? Let's find out.
Starting in the first half, each team struggled to find rhythm as the refs called this game extremely tight, as a whopping 5 fouls were called between each team in the first 10 minutes of the game. Late in the first half, Aquinas gains control of the ball and kicks a nice ball from the left side of the field, but the junior goalkeeper Rebecca Almandas gets the save. The score is 0-0 going into the half. Let's jump ahead to late in the second half. Game still knotted at 0, and the Saints come back down the field and narrowly scores, but again Almandas comes up big with the save, giving the Blue Devils life. Just minutes later, LTU has a golden opportunity with a corner kick coming from senior Elaine Nybor, but fails to capitalize as the Saints clear the ball. This game would head into overtime, marking the first overtime for the Blue Devils this season. Just under 2 minutes into overtime, senior Madison Greenlee fouls the Saints player and Aquinas gets a penalty kick. Everything coming down to this play, and the Saints score on the penalty kick and win the game. The final score is 1-0. Lawrence Tech drops to 7-4 on the season and 3-2 in WAC play.
Honestly, to me, it was a hard-fought battle. I don't think either team was really going to let up. Unfortunately, we didn't get some calls that we were hoping for, but you know, that happens. You got to play through it.
Lots of positives. The performance was good. The way we adapted in the second half, I thought was very good. We didn't back down against them. I mean, loads of really good things to talk about. So as much as you're disappointed with the losses, you're encouraged because you know it's not a backward step. It's just a sideways one, I guess.
Silverman with the intent of Hill. It might spring for Hill. Flag stays down. Deanna Hill! 1-0! Deanna Hill! Perhaps the difference once again. Different night, maybe the same story. Deanna Hill's 6th of the season.
Coming up this week in LTU Athletics. On Wednesday the 16th, women's volleyball is back home to face U of M Dearborn. Game begins at 7 p.m. On Saturday the 19th, women's volleyball holds their annual alumni game at 9 a.m. Football is back home to face Siena Heights. Kickoff is at noon. Both soccer teams play Indiana Tech. The men play at 4:30 and the women play at 7:30. Wrapping up a busy weekend in LTU athletics is the men's soccer team who face Northwestern Ohio at Blue Devil Stadium. Game starts at 6 p.m.
That's all we have for you guys on this week's episode of the LTU Sports Report, but be sure to tune in every Monday at 4:30 p.m. on Fox Sports Detroit.
And don't forget to connect with us on social media at LTU Athletics on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to keep up with daily highlights, features, and interviews on everything LTU.
On behalf of all of us here at Lawrence Tech, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
LTU Sports Report is brought to you by Varsity Brands, elevating student experiences in sport, spirit, and achievement. The City of Southfield, the center of it all. Michigan First Credit Union, and Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.